I wanted to share this article in the Federalist that I saw. This was done by summer intern for the Federalist, Monroe Harless. She wrote about the 15 times in 2024 that 2024 has been like 1984.
Yeah.
The book by George Orwell. She writes the novel 1984 is George Orwell's cautionary tale of a future totalitarian government that uses mass surveillance and to redefine truth and tyrannize students or citizens. Right. Once a work of fiction, it now reads like a disturbingly accurate picture of the present day. From the left's rejection of objective truth to the media's manipulation of language, 2024 is looking increasingly like 1984. Boy, that's for sure. And so here are 15 instances demonstrating how quotes from Orwell's nightmarish dystopian masterpiece have become descriptors of reality today. Number one, don't believe your own eyes. We just talked about this yesterday. And today.
Yeah.
Talk about it every day, pretty much. Her quote that she uses from 1984, the party told you to reject the evidence of your eyes and ears. It was their final, most essential command. I mean, we talk about that. It's the cheap fake thing they're doing right now.
Yeah.
Don't believe your own eyes. That's not real. I am not here. So true.
Every day.
Don't believe your own eyes. Endless wars. They add nothing to the wealth of the world, since whatever they produce is used for purposes of war. And the object of waging war is always to be in a better position in which to wage another war. That's so great. And that's exactly what's happening.
And these wars, they can't be won.
Right? They can't be won. And they're not meant to be. They're just meant to go on and on and on. And they do. I mean, we're not even trying to stop the Ukrainian mess right now. We're not even trying to.
No, we're feeding it.
No, I mean, any talk of peace is immediately dismissed. Nope. No,
can't do that.
It's almost like Dwight Eisenhower's last speech on his way out the door meant something.
Yeah, the military-industrial complex speech. It's almost like that. Can't be that, right? Can't be that.
That was like, what, 100 years ago?
And he was a general warning us.
Yeah. It's got one of the guys responsible for winning World War II.
Yeah.
Separating babies from mothers at birth. Already, we are breaking down the habits of thought which have survived from before the revolution. Children will be taken from their mothers at birth as one takes eggs from a hen. Number 4, hatred of purity and goodness. I hate purity. I hate goodness. I don't want virtue to exist anywhere. I want everyone to be corrupt to the bones.
We're getting there.
They're sure doing that.
We're getting there.
Oh, my gosh.
Most definitely are getting there.
The news lies. One knows the news is all lies anyway. So, yeah, don't even watch it. Just listen to us. We'll tell you what's going on. Destruction of the family. The sex impulse was dangerous to the party, and the party had turned it to account. They had played a similar trick with the instinct of parenthood. The children, on the other hand, were systematically turned against their parents and taught to spy on them and report their deviations. The family had become, in effect, an extension of the thought police. I mean, every day we talk about articles where children aren't allowed to tell their parents, or the teachers and the administrators at the school aren't allowed to share with the parents what's going on with their kid at school.
Because they know better.
They do. The kids know better than the parents. The parents are stupid. You shouldn't listen to them. Listen to the state. Political correctness. Don't you see, here's the quote from 1984. Don't you see that the whole aim of newspeak is to narrow the range of thought? In the end, we shall make thought crime literally impossible because there will be no words in which to express it. Man, they're doing a good job of that by changing our language. That is well underway and quite successful. Persecution of political opponents. Power is not a means, it is an end. The object of persecution is persecution. Obviously, what's happening with Donald Trump right now? Just convicted of 34 felonies. Such a bogus trial, such garbage. And he faces, is it 54 more counts, I think? At least?
Yeah, and he was guilty on the other trial too, right? With E. Jean Carroll.
Yep. Number 9, the innocent are suffering. How does one man assert his power over another, Winston? Winston, one of the main character in the book. By making him suffer, he said. Exactly. By making him suffer. Obedience is not enough. Unless he's suffering, how can you be sure that he's obeying your will and not his own? So great.
Think about it.
Jeez. I mean, in 1984, this seemed silly. You know, it seemed like, okay, this can't happen. I mean, all of this stuff is going on right now. Number 10, truth is redefined. Freedom is the freedom to say that 2 plus 2 make 4. So they have to convince you that 2 plus 2 equals 5. And they're doing that too. I mean, the new math today is incredible. That you can't even help your kids do their math because you do it wrong. I'm sorry, you can't just add 2 numbers. You got to go through some manipulated, weird concoction that they just came up with so that they take the easiest of problems and make them complex.
And keep in mind, Orwell released this in 1949, so he was way
ahead of his time. Oh, my gosh. Hypocrisy from government agencies. The Ministry of Peace concerns itself with war, the Ministry of Truth with lies, the Ministry of Love with torture, and the Ministry of Plenty with starvation. These contradictions are not accidental, nor do they result from ordinary hypocrisy. They are deliberate exercises in doublethink. Contradicting beliefs. Doublethink means the power of holding 2 contradictory beliefs in one's mind simultaneously and accepting both of them. Jeez. Altered dates. Every record has been destroyed or falsified. Every book rewritten. Every picture has been repainted. Every statue and street building has been renamed. Every date has been altered.
We're getting there.
Sure are. They're changing. We got to change our history. We got to move into a different place. Oh man.
Yeah, we're definitely getting there. Every day a new thing happens where no, that's not right.
Right.
And Barack knows that we are going to have to make sacrifices.
Yeah.
We are going to have to change our conversation. We're going to have to change our traditions, our history. We're going to have to move into a different place.
Huh. Interesting. Very interesting.
Oh, we've been moving.
Number 14, no trust. We've cut the links between child and parent, and between man, between man and woman. No one dares trust a wife or a child or a friend any longer. But in the future, there will be no wives and no friends. Fascinating.
It is.
And this I love. Number 15, statistics are lies. The fabulous statistics continued to pour out of the telescreen. As compared with last year, there was more food, more clothes, more houses, more furniture, more cooking pots, more fuel, more ships, more helicopters, more books, more babies, more of everything except disease, crime, and insanity. I mean, my gosh, they're practicing that right before our eyes.
Yes, they are.
They just told us this week the deficit is down. They have cut the deficit by trillions. When the deficit has increased right before our eyes. They're telling us unemployment is at the lowest levels ever, despite the fact we've lost 1.5 million full-time jobs in a year. They're telling us the economy is great, despite the fact that people are struggling so much and inflation is out of control. And gas prices are up, and housing prices are up, and everything is up except wages, which are down.
But you don't know how good you have it.
Exactly. It's exactly right.